As they vanished into the snow, they could not know their story would echo for decades. The mountain watched, indifferent. The wind carried away their laughter. The world would soon ask, what happened on Dead Mountain? The answer would remain buried in the snow. The mountain kept its secrets.
Some places are not meant for people. The mountain does not want you.
But to a group of young Soviet hikers, these were just stories. They were students, trained in science, not superstition. Led by Igor Dyatlov, they saw only a challenge to reach Mount Otorten, whose name itself meant "don't go there." They were experienced, prepared, and confident. Their trek was classified as Category 3, the most difficult. They mapped their route, packed carefully, and set out into the white void. They documented their journey with photos and diaries full of optimism and camaraderie. They wrote of biting winds, stunning landscapes, and inside jokes. But they were walking into a mystery. Their names would become legendary, not for the peak they climbed, but for the horror that awaited them. The Ural's silence was about to be shattered.
The Mansi people respected these mountains. We called one Kolatsyakal, Dead Mountain. Hunters avoided it. Legends warned of strange deaths.
The Ural Mountains, ancient and imposing, divide Europe from Asia, a frozen wilderness where nature reigns supreme. In 1959, this was a realm of ice, wind, and silence. The remaining 9 pressed on, sharing burdens, breaking trail, and huddling for warmth. Their diaries and photos show a happy, determined group. They were exactly where they wanted to be, but their journey toward Otorten would end on Dead Mountain, a place they never meant to stay. The last photo of the group shows smiles, unaware of the fate ahead. Only Yudin would return.
Yudin's farewell was simple, but it would haunt him forever.
Zinaida Kolmogorova, Lyudmila Dubinina, Rustem Slobodin, the 2 Yuris, Alexander Kolovatov, and Nikolai Thibaut Brignoles, each brought unique strengths. Yuri Yudin, the 10th, turned back early due to illness, a decision that saved his life.
Igor Dyatlov, just 23, was a meticulous leader, steady, serious, and trusted.
The group was a tight-knit team of students and graduates, united by adventure. After Yudin left, the 9 continued toward Otorten. Dyatlov promised to send a telegram by February 12th to confirm their safe return. The date passed. No word. At first, no one panicked. Delays were common, but as days slipped by, unease grew. By February 20th, families demanded a search. Volunteers and military scoured the vast frozen expanse. Planes and helicopters searched for any sign. Tracks, smoke, color. The Urals are immense. 9 hikers are easy to lose. The weather was brutal, the search slow. Days passed with nothing found. Hope faded, replaced by dread. The mountain's silence felt like a warning. On February 26th, a search pilot spotted the hiker's tent on Dead Mountain. The ground team approached with unease. The scene was wrong. The tent was half buried, slashed open from the inside. Why would anyone cut their way out into deadly cold? Inside, belongings were left behind. Boots, coats, food, diaries. It looked as if they'd fled in terror mid-routine. Outside, footprints led downhill, barefoot or in socks, toward the trees. Experienced mountaineers had run from shelter into sub-zero night, nearly undressed. The tracks told a story of panic, but not why. The searchers followed the trail, fearing what they'd find. The mountain offered no answers, only more questions. What could drive 9 people to such desperate flight? The tent stood as a silent witness to the night's terror. The footprints led to a cedar tree at the forest's edge. There, the first bodies, Doroshenko and Krivonishenko, lay by a small fire, stripped to their underwear, hands raw from climbing. Broken branches suggested a frantic attempt to see or escape. Official cause hypothermia. But why the panic? Why so far from the tent? Dyatlov's body was found next, facing the tent, as if trying to return. Zinaida Kolmogorova and Rustem Slobodin were found nearby, both frozen mid-crawl. Slobodin had a skull fracture, but it wasn't fatal. 5 dead from cold. But their actions defied logic. No avalanche, no storm could explain their terror. 4 hikers were still missing. The mystery was only deepening.
Officials blamed water decomposition, but many doubted this. Some of their clothing was radioactive, another unexplained detail. Theories multiplied pressure violence, something unknown. The Soviet authorities closed the case, citing a compelling unknown force. The mountain's secret grew darker. The world was left with horror and confusion.
Months later, as snow melted, the last 4 bodies were found in a ravine. Their injuries were shocking massive skull and chest fractures compared to a car crash. No external wounds matched the internal trauma. Lyudmila Dubinina was missing her tongue, eyes, and lips. Semyon Zolotaryov, his eyes.
Sometimes the unknown wins.
The Dyatlov Pass remains a warning.
Some places are not meant for people.
The mountain keeps its secrets.
The truth may be lost forever, buried with them.
Every theory leaves questions. The evidence is a puzzle with missing pieces.
The Munsi know these mountains. Kolatsyakal is a place of spirits. Outsiders don't understand its power. The mountain can drive men mad, make them see things that aren't there. They didn't die from cold, they died from fear.
The radiation hints at military secrets, tests, weapons, or a cover-up. The quick closure and classified files raise suspicion.
These were skilled hikers. Cutting out of the tent and fleeing into a blizzard defies survival logic. Avalanche? Unlikely. The tent's location and the tracks don't fit. Something inside the tent was more terrifying than the cold outside.
The injuries are baffling, crushing force, but little external damage. The missing tongue is especially strange.
Decades later, the Dyatlov Pass mystery endures. Books, documentaries, and studies try to explain the inexplicable. New theories, avalanches, infrasound military tests, offer pieces, but not the whole. No explanation fits all the facts. Trauma, missing organs, radiation panic? The case is a storm of contradictions. The 9 hikers are immortalized in mystery. Their final moments are locked in the Ural's silence. The mountain's secret remains. We stare at their photos, still asking, what happened on Dead Mountain? The cold case refuses to thaw. The mountain is still watching.